Maxis has released a brand new version of The Sims 4 across PC, Mac, Xbox, and PlayStation consoles. And I'm going to go through the patch notes with you all so that you know what is included. You can download the latest version of The Sims 4 by checking for updates through the EA app. If you have automatic updates enabled, the update will automatically download through your client program. If you play The Sims 4 on the Xbox Series or PlayStation, you can request a new update by checking for updates under the Sims 4 game tag. If you have mods or custom content, the game is going to automatically disable mods and custom content for you after you first launch The Sims 4 after the update. To re-enable all of your mods and custom content, select the Settings option in the menu and select Settings. Under the Other section, you'll find Enable Custom Content and Mods option. Tick that and restart your game in order for it to take effect. So the patch notes. This is directly from the Sims team in their blog. The update was the 18th of April. The new PC version is 1.97.42.1030. For Mac, it's 1.97.42.1230. And for consoles, the version number is 1.73. And the notes from the Sims team. Hello Simmers, we had a case of stretchy Sims running around, especially in the younger ages. In this update, we've been working to get them back to the correct proportions, among other things. So what's new in the Sims 4 update? In the update, you have new decoration options to help you add that personal touch to your builds, new underwear options, and the Sims 4 has gotten Mac native support for Simmers using M1 and 2 processors. So first on the What's New list, though, is a Sims Session collab with Becca Hatch. Becca Hatch is an Australian singer, and her and producer Tintindo have teamed up with The Sims 4 to bring Blessed, or rather Boofed, in your Sims when they tune into the pop radio station. There is a Sims Sessions episode where Becca describes her inspirations and shows off what goes into singing a song in Simlish, and I will link you to that in the chat so that you can go and watch it in your own time. Definitely worth a watch, by the way. As if that wasn't enough, Becca's Sim Self will be available to download directly from the gallery and can join your Sims in their worlds, which is pretty cool. And this right here is Becca Hatch's Sim Self. There is native support for the latest Mac CPUs. This new update brings native support for Apple Silicon chipsets on top of the ongoing support for those with an Intel-based Mac. There are new underwear options for your teen and older Sims available in Create a Sim. They're just generic looking. Pretty cool though. I do like them. And from Sim Guru Beth, she says that she is very excited about the new update, especially the new decor placement options that you will find across various bathroom fixtures. And here's the screenshot that SimGuru Beth has shared. Bob Pancakes on the toilet, because why wouldn't you do a screenshot with Bob Pancakes? What they've done is they added new small decorative slots to toilets, standalone sinks, bathtubs, and more. We won't have to use the raise and lower sheets anymore to add things to sides of bathtubs and sinks. Seriously awesome. In some cases, she says there was room to support a medium decorative slot as well. These build mode quality of life updates are one of her favorite things to work on as an object modeler. They add so many more options for designing any build. This is seriously an awesome update. In addition to everything that I've just mentioned, a few new color variants have been added to round up some of the basics for the towel storage rack, full and empty version, and the Countryside Caress medicine cabinet. So the bug fixes in the base game. Infant food preferences no longer reset when going to cast from Manage Worlds and returning to the game. Parents will no longer need to introduce themselves to their little one after they've aged up to an infant, which is good. Toddlers can once again gain movement skill while using slides. Weddings can be pretty boring when you're young, you just want some cake and to play. But that's no excuse for an infant to stretch while the couple are exchanging vows. Infants should be on their best behavior now. Well, the best they can be at that age. Infants will no longer stretch in response to being yelled at by a toddler. Top surgery scars are now available when you re-enter CAS and not just when you create a new sim. If you pair GPO4 jacket cropped with SDX024 full briefs, you should not be judged by having the underwear clipped through the top. Infants like to chew things, it's all part of teething. And the Sims our little ones decided they wanted to autonomously chomp their caregiver to the point the interaction queue was filled with the interaction. Infants have been told not to chomp so much, so it seems to have stopped, but what you tell them to do is up to you. Sims with a customized physical frame now have access to a wide range of fingernail options, and checking your infant's teeth in CAS will no longer be accompanied by hissing. Console users, you've not been left out. The bugs that have been fixed for console. If you were to press any key on your keyboard while on the start screen, the game will now load as it should. While console simmers can use both the Sims 4 camera and Sims 3 camera options when using a mouse and keyboard, it wasn't the intent that only one of the two camera modes would let you interact with objects in build mode. Console simmers using a mouse and keyboard and using either camera mode, objects can, once again, be interacted with and adjusted as expected. PlayStation simmers visiting the gallery will no longer see uploads and comments from profiles that have been blocked directly on PlayStation. This is in combination with the in-game provided block list, which can still be used to block players from all platforms at the EA account level. In Growing Together, child Sims wearing the EP13 sweatshirt will no longer distort while zooming the camera out in live mode. They've reduced the frequency of how often you'll be asked for other Sims to move into your home after becoming friends, and they've made some adjustments to who can ask. Teens are now excluded, as well as a number of special NPCs. Two-tone baggy button-up and two-tone baggy button-up top will now appear properly when filtering for masculine and feminine fashions. The camisole no longer shows distortion when worn by your Sims. The sleeping bags will now be available to be purchased while on vacation using your phone. Vegetarian and Child of the Ocean Sims will get negative moodlets if they decide to eat meat or fish from the food stalls when visiting Anchor Point Wharf now. An issue that was occasionally causing a Sim's pregnancy to not progress has been resolved, and toddlers will now be able to successfully complete the studied numbers milestone. In high school years, Sims that confront their fear of the dark will no longer continue to be affected by the Afraid of the Dark Scared Moodlet buff. In Snowy Escape, adventurous Sims will once again be able to push on up to the peak of Mount Komorebi during their climbing excursion. You can now fix the climbing gear in your inventory when it breaks. In Seasons, there's been one bug that's been fixed. There's a mysterious gift box, or unknown gift box if you play on consoles, which was mistakenly added to the build catalog. If you happen to place one on your lot, congratulations! Not only do you get to keep it, it will even have a real name now. It still doesn't do anything, but it looks like a gift box, and it's very festive. If you're feeling like you missed out, you can find it hidden behind the bb.show hidden objects. In Cats and Dogs, a dog being friendly to your infant will no longer cause your infant to stretch. Trying to go for a jog while your dog is hungry will no longer cause your Sim to stand in place. In Dine Out, when you open a restaurant, you want the best chefs. One thing to look for in an applicant is whether they can successfully manage to enter your establishment. It will be easy to find a suitable candidate now, as all chefs should be able to get to the kitchen. In Strangerville, infants no longer stretch in reaction to government agents taking away your refrigerator. In Werewolves, you'll be able to check what the pack values are by opening the social group panel and not seeing it be blank. And Moonwood Mill trees and vegetation will reflect the changing of the seasons from luscious greens to golden browns and back again. In Wedding Stories, there is a item called Plaque Wall Gin Collections _01 set 30. Placeholder name was not the name of the plaque that was intended. It was meant to be called the Purveyor of Lost Messages. And now it is. If you haven't achieved the award yet, pay a visit to the beach and have a look around. In Tiny Living, this is the final bug that has been fixed in this latest update. Infants will no longer stretch when reacting to living inside a tiny home.